Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Today we are going to move on to 8.3. So if you remember last week, we had worked on circumference of circles. So finding the distance around the outside of a circle. And we also worked on area of, or perimeter of composite figures. So that was where we used the graph paper to help us with figuring out the distance around an object, a composite figure, which was a figure of two shapes or more put together. So today in 8.3, we're actually moving on to the area of a circle. Some of you were able to look a little bit into that last week as well. So today I wanted to do the official lesson for 8.3, which is the area of a circle. So it's finding out the space that a circle takes up. All right, so the formula that we're going to utilize for that is A equals pi r squared. Again, area of a circle is equal to pi. And remember, pi we are going to use either as approximation of 3.14, or we are going to use 22/7. So either one, okay? It's going to be our approximation. R is the radius. As a reminder, radius is half of the distance from a circle. All right, so when we look at the first example on page 334, you're going to see this, where it is example 1A, and it tells us to find the area of the circle and use 22/7, 22/7 as our figure for pi. All right, so we want to start with the formula. A equals pi r squared, and then we fill in what we know. So we know that pi, just told us, is 22/7, and we know that the radius now, as you can see it right here, that is the radius. It's half of the circle, so it's 7 squared. 7 squared. What is 7 squared? 7 times 7 is 49 over 1. Okay? So then at this point, we can simplify. 7 goes here once, 7 goes here 7 times, and then we are left with A is equal to 22 times 7, and 22 times 7 is 154. And that is going to be centimeters. And now that we are dealing with area, it is centimeters squared. Okay. Excellent. Next example, we are told to use 3.14 for example 1B. And so we have a diameter of 26, but as you recall, we need, in our formula, we are using A equals pi r squared, right? And so we need the radius. What is the radius of when a circle has a diameter of 26? It'd be half of that, which is 13 inches. So we can put this in. A is equal to 3.14 times 13 squared. And so then, as we simplify this, we are left with A is equal to 3.14 times 169. And then when we simplify even further, we are left with A is equal to 530.66 inches squared. Okay? And so that is our area. All right, very good. Moving on to page 335, we have example 3. Example 3 is one where it's a problem that uses a real life situation. So it's talking about an orchestra. This is the orchestra pit. It's a semicircle. The stage we can see is 30 feet in diameter. This is a semicircle, so obviously we're only going to need to know half of the area. So we can use our formula that we know, the same formula that we've been using, A equals pi r squared. And then again, what do we know the radius to be is 15. So we have A is equal to 3.14 times 15 squared. And we know that 15 squared is 225. So we have 3.14 times 225. And then we can multiply. And then we end up dividing by 2 because it's only a semicircle, it's half. So we are left with A is equal to 353.25 feet squared. And then that would be the area of that figure. All right. At this time, I want you to try the on your own questions on page 334 and 335, the on your own 1 through 6. Go ahead and try those out. For number 1, you should get an answer of about 113.04 feet squared. For number 2, you should get 616 meters squared. For number 4, you should get 25.12 meters squared. For number 5, you should get 9.8125 yards squared. And then for number 6, you should get about 189.97 centimeters square. All right. Hopefully you got those correct. If you do have questions, please look at the email today for a time to check in with me. Again, with this distance learning, this is kind of on you to be trying things, to be working it out, and then to be reaching out when you do need assistance. The assignment that I want you to work on by yourself today is going to be page 336 and 337, and you're going to do numbers 3 through 15 all. All right. Let me know if you have any questions.